Good evening, keeps up the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joined as I am every. Oh, I guess not. We have two new people in the seat because Jim has swapped spots on us. We have Mark Andrews and Steve White as co-hosts. How you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Good.
Excellent. Thanks for coming on a second week in a row for me. And they're here because Jim wanted to be on the other side this week, and Jim is doing his first 10-1-1, and I have very similar taste to Jim, so I'm really looking forward to what he's going to bring. But Jim, we're going to put you in the seat there, buddy.
Okay.
You know how we do it. So give the quick 2 minutes on who you are, what your channel's about. We'll say hi to the chat, and then we'll come back to you.
All right. I'm Digger Jim. The reason why I'm called Digger Jim is because I love two things. I love comics, and I love metal detecting.
Oh.
And like my slogan says on my Instagram, if I'm not digging in the ground for history, I'm digging in long boxes for comics. It's just been a part of my life since I was a little kid, and it's just it has a special place in my heart. So if you want to see some YouTube videos of me digging in the ground, they're on there. If you want to see some of the different books that I picked up over the years, that's on there too.
Nice. All right, and let's say hi to everyone in the audience. First in is Hope Collector Kevin. Nice to see you, Kevin. Then we have coming in second, Las Cruces. James, how you doing? Jerry the Jitterbug, one of my favorite people. Also, we have another one of my favorite people there, Anachronic Comics Joe. How you doing tonight, Joe?
Joe.
Steve, the co-host, saying a little hi to everybody. That little social butterfly that he is. We have Couching and Slouching with C. Bizzle. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. And that jumped a lot. And yeah, when you misclick something, the brother is in the building there, Jim. Brother John.
Right on.
All right. So we are gonna get this rolling. We'll keep doing a quick nod to everybody as they're popping in and getting their notifications. But first off, let's start out with your number one, buddy, and see what you got. Well, before we start though, how tough was it for you to narrow your list down?
Oh, it was incredibly tough. But I wanted to do. I'm not just a Marvel guy or DC only. I've always collected both, so you're gonna see a little of both. There's just no indies in here. It's not that I don't love indies. I just haven't been collecting them very long. So I think if I was going to pick one off the top of my head, it would be Nocterra. I would have pulled Nocterra.
I know. I love that book so much.
Yeah, that would have probably been up to date. That's probably been my favorite read.
It's too late. I showed it off already, so sorry.
Yeah,
I killed it on you.
Okay, so I thought we'd start off with DC. First, let me preface this by saying two of my favorite artists are George Perez and John Byrne. So we're going to start it off with the little George Perez love.
Yes.
The new Teen Titans. Now, I have some from Volume 1 as well. I just didn't pull them tonight. But, it's been worn. You can see it's not a mint book by any means. But,
it's been loved.
It's been loved. You just can't not like them. I mean, look how much detail he puts into his work. He covers the whole page. I mean, you just can't not like George Perez's Teen Titans. This one right here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that cover is beautiful.
You're not gonna see that with a lot of new artists today. They just don't. I don't think they have the time or the skill set that he had. We lost a giant when he passed away.
Yes, we did.
The last one I'll show you on that. My favorite cover is when Tara joins. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites for sure.
Well, and I think the artists then too, Jim, they had an advantage kind of, right? Because if you're on a book, you're on a book. And now the artists today, they could have 7 covers coming out that month for 4 different companies.
Right. I mean, Peach Momoko is all over the place. I mean,
she's in everything.
But, you know what? And talking about that, that's I mean, that's you got to strike while the iron's hot, in my opinion, in this day and age, because you're the flavor of the month, and the next thing you know, you're not. So
who's your favorite Titan, Jim?
Um, my favorite Titan.
Why is it Wonder Girl?
No, I think it's always going to be he's not Nightwing right here. He's Robin. But in this book, he becomes Nightwing in this run. So
it was an almost good enough answer, Jim. It's always Donna Troy.
Yeah,
it was close.
Yeah. Donna Troy might, if we want to talk about the other aspects of comics with that, she would have been my fantasy girl. But enough of that. The next one up is one that I don't know if everybody knows all about it. I'm not sure why this book is all warped. I'm not sure what happened to it. Maybe I loaned it out and it got wet or something. But Dial H for Hero.
Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if many people know about Dial H for Hero. Again, this is a Perez cover, and I bought it because it was Perez cover, but also because I like the story of this. And if you don't know the story about Dial H for Hero, real quick, you got to send in a superhero to DC, and they might use it in a storyline. So it's about two teenagers that find these wristbands, and they when they dial the letter hero, they change into a different superhero. And and it's interesting because oddly enough, they always change into a hero that fits the current villain. But
very convenient.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it's very convenient. But when you're a kid and you're reading it, because the other thing was cool inside here, it'll say, like this might be, Swordmaster or something, created by John Smith in 13 in Delaware, blah blah blah. And I just thought that was the neatest thing. And I don't know why, but I never thought I should try to send that in, because that would have been awesome to have your name up on that.
Yeah, right.
And but yeah, some of these are not all these are Perez.
I don't know about Dial H for Hero. It's like it was a lot of first appearances because they were so unique characters, and I don't know if any of them became mainstream. It's been a long time. I think most of them were like those one-offs, but they were all cool and they were fan created. Like that was a really classic idea that hasn't been replicated.
Was that like
I've never seen it again.
Kind of?
I mean, they always had a different, whenever they dialed the watch, it was always a different hero that was created. So you couldn't, it was like reading a whole new book. I mean, the two characters remained the same. You had, Chris and Vicky. They were the two teenagers, but whenever they, dialed the thing.
How many issues did that run?
Oof, I don't know. I know
Did that start out as a second feature in Teen Titans?
No, it started out. Actually, it started out in.
Because I know Night Force started out.
Superboy.
That's it. Superboy. Yeah.
Superboy. Yeah, and I'm not sure how many, Gary. I know I've got 1, 2, 3, 8. I've got 8 right here, and I'm sure there was probably more. This one's dope. This is probably one of my favorites right here. Look at that. And you know what? If you look at that and you look at it, there's the Teen Titans book that I swear he bit that off of. That's Perez redoing his work. He's like, yeah, it'll fit in here too. I'm in a rush, but I gotta find that issue, and then I'm gonna have to post it on Instagram and go, George, were you busy that week, because you did this exact same thing with the Titans? But what
a great cover. There's so much happening.
Yeah,
there's only 22 issues of that. I checked on the database. There's only 22 issues, so it's very. And it's not an expensive series.
Right. So it's collectible.
No.
It's very collectible.
Yeah. And this was like Giordano. I think he was the other artist on it. So.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Night Force. Night Force was easy to collect.
Yeah.
And cheap. I got the whole series for 50 cents a book, all near mint.
Perfect.
I think for me, it was, like I said, just the story. You would open up the story, and you knew you were getting a new character every single time. So, I don't know. It's not talked about a lot, but for me, again, this is probably one of my top DC.
And you got Taylor saying it was also in House of Mystery, and Joe is echoing March 22.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know these aren't the original by any means, but the premise was cool. And when
I like the trade dress on that too. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and I know you, Jim. You like those one-offs. You like those books that have one issue stories.
Yeah, and actually, oddly enough, not a single Marvel team up in this 10-1-1 tonight. Wow! Even though I got the whole set, I just chose not to go with that. So being a DC fan, this is probably my favorite DC villain. I don't know if he gets as much love as I think he should. But Deathstroke, the Terminator.
Yeah.
You know, this is Mike Zek. I couldn't pass this up. Somebody was selling it on IG. I can't even remember. And I was like, sure, that's reasonably priced. And it's I have it raw as well, but I always wanted it slab.
It's just a great, simple, effective cover.
Yeah, and I love that they have like the birds in the background over here, like. You know, yes, I'm about to go kill somebody, but it looks very definitive. You know, it's like, oh, it's divine. So, yeah, he is definitely. I think he's got to be one. And the covers in this series are hilarious. You know, he's got stabbed a guy in the hand, and he says, "Stick around." I have a few more points to make. I mean, come on.
The one-liners.
The one-liners are, you know, this is. I mean, he has no bones about the killing end of things, and sometimes it's a lot like
man, I love that era of covers. I really do.
Yeah.
He's the DC Punisher.
He really is. He really is. And DC Punisher with healing factor exhibited right here, because he's clearly getting shot up. You're just not going to see these today like that. I don't think they don't want to put any. I mean, look at all the detail. This is part of the City of Assassins run that he does.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
Yeah, so you know who's coming in next,
right?
Right about there.
Yeah.
And these two, you would think they hate each other, but I think there's secretly a little bit of respect there, just because Batman's like, he's getting it done. He's got to do what he's got to do.
And once Deathstroke takes care of somebody, they don't come back to kill anyone else.
No, not like that's right. This is also where you see the first female vigilante.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I did not even know that was a thing.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my favorite DC villain.
Absolutely, Joe.
Yeah, the healing factor, definitely. The older you get, the more you want that healing factor.
Absolutely.
Well, just not worry about getting a disease or stuff,
Right. And you know what? They use that a lot. I mean, who is it? Like in the whole Deceased run, who is it that is in the whole Deceased run? He is, because he can't, he's not going to turn into a zombie. He's just, the healing factor's too amped up on him. Okay, so
that's how you find yourself in a lab getting dissected.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
You have a healing factor against it?
Right.
On the slab, boys. That's kind of.
But oddly enough, they on that one thing they didn't do that. Okay, so the next one, Gary's. This is a multiple set of different books that I have, but it's DC and.
Which one is this? Book 13?
They're not all DC.
Yeah, this is book 37 already.
Right.
Okay,
this is book 37, but we're going back to TV. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Super Friends. Yeah. There we go.
You can ask Brother John. We were glued to the TV for this.
100%. Yes.
Glued to the TV.
Yep. Big bowl of cereal, comic books, some junk food, and cartoons.
And what was it? It was like, it was the voice of, like, was it Casey Kasem or something?
Well, he was on almost every cartoon. Oh, I'm jealous of that ISIS.
We also were glued. I was glued for this. I don't know about John, but I was definitely glued for ISIS when that came out. And now this is one that I just used on Guess That Key, just because. Again, this is a part of our childhood.
Yep.
The banana splits. And I mean, when John and I were little, we grew up 20 minutes from King's Dominion. So once we got, we get season passes, and after a certain point, I think Mom would be cool enough to let us go by ourselves and spend some time there. But she would always preface it by saying, wherever she parked to drop us off, that's where you meet me. So like, it would be like Funky Fathom number 5, or Yogi Bear number 2, because back then that's what King's Dominion, they were all connected like through these shows. And then the last one, just because I won't go past any more than this, just because I have to have it, and I have it in the slab, and it was given to me by my boy Jib.
Oh,
Voltron.
Yes,
I'm a huge Voltron fan.
The poor man's Transformers. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it just is what it is. Those, I just thought you guys would like those. I mean, that Super Friends is fire.
It's funny, like a couple months back, I pulled up a couple Super Friends on YouTube. I wanted to watch the Rima the Jungle Girl episodes. She was in 2 episodes.
Right? There you go. All right, so
yeah, I like that.
Let's go over.
Apache Chief was my favorite, I think, though. I love the Apache Chief.
Yeah. When he said "Enoch Chuck" or whatever, he just blew it up. So let's switch over to Marvel, and
now you're talking.
My favorite. Somebody teach you. I don't care, Taylor. I'm going Milt style. Milt did it just the other day. He had 75 books. I counted it.
We all blame Joe. Joe started it. It's all
Joe started it.
Comics fault.
Everybody blame Joe.
Joe.
Hashtag blame Joe.
This is my favorite Marvel team, without a doubt. And that's the X-Men. This storyline, this is the favorite cover that I have out of it. Wolverine is just trashing these guys, and it's just absolutely some of the best burn art. This unfortunately was loaned out to somebody, and it got destroyed, but I got it back. And I got to find me a really nice copy of that, because this is probably like, man, I don't even want to take it out of the bag and board. It's so bad. Oh. And of course, we gotta give it up for Gary B. This is the storyline that starts it all. I mean, I read this a million times. But it all leads up to basically, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but it all leads up to basically that. Yeah. The Hellfire Club.
The Hellfire,
and the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this run right here, I mean,
where's that first Jubilee?
Where it burned, it's not in here because
no way.
It's not in here. It's not in this run. This is this run right here with John Byrne and Claremont. Because you gotta understand, Claremont, you don't get to the Dark Phoenix. I mean, I didn't even pull the books out ahead of it. Is that the rip cover copy of the Wolverine X-Men book? Yes, that one is, but not.
He says bitterly.
Yeah, but this part right here, they built that up all the way back around like issue 120. That's what made Claremont a genius, man. He would start getting you, what's going on here? You'd be asking your question, what is he doing with this story? And then it would just keep going and going. And then you would finally get to the, final crux of it. And then you got Cyclops doing what he needs to do all the time, leave. Wolverine's my favorite X-Men, Cyclops not so much. But then they pick up Kitty Pryde. So,
The Risson person crossing.
Yeah, but Wolverine was always being a little skeezy going after Cyclops' girl.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, man. He didn't deserve her. Now, this one right here is my second favorite storyline. I was like, at this point, I was like, are they about to kill the X-Men off?
Yeah.
I thought, are they ending this book? It freaked me out because they kill my guy. And I was like, what the hell? Yeah. So that was my favorite X-Men stuff. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah,
the X-Men were just, for so long, they were such a fun book to read. And when you got your books, that was like the first one you'd take out.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Out of the collection, because you're going to really enjoy the story or pick it up.
Reading that first.
Yeah. Now it's Conan.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
This week it was Sensational She-Hulk.
Was it good? I haven't read mine yet.
I liked it. It's the same guy who just did the last run. They just restarted it, and I loved it because they're not focusing so much on villain of the week. They're just focusing on her as a character, and I really like the development.
Okay, that's good because the last series was getting too much. I had to drop it after 10. I had enough.
Oh, you're not gonna like it. It's the same writer.
Oh, great.
Yeah. The other book was again, it's John Bernhardt. I don't care what the story is. If it's John Bernhardt back then, that's what I was going to do.
I thought it was going to be FF. Nice.
Well, that's
Canada.
That's in there.
That's
but I just
series. See, that's a good series.
There's Puck.
That's
Yep.
And then he does this negative space stuff. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
that is a cool cover.
Yep. This one's cool.
I know he did the Wonder Woman books, man. He did a fantastic job on Wonder Woman.
Well, now I'll respectfully say that he butched her the way she needed to be. I just like Perez's. He just draws women
Perez
better.
was the best on that, but and then Adam Hughes came along.
Look at that one. Come on, how can you not like these covers? These covers are fire. Not these two, but this one is. Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Coming around and look at that. That's like the first big face before it was popular. So yeah, that was my second team book. And the third team book, I don't even know what number we're on now.
Now Alpha Flight was 6. Now we're going to 7.
Oh shit.
That's all right. I'm glad you're having fun,
track of it.
Yeah.
I'm on like 56, 57.
Yeah,
58.
7 is just what you were getting ready to say, FF.
There we go.
And that's
Frankie Nova.
Frankie Nova. I mean, come on.
I wonder if anybody won those things at the top of that damn book when they had those contests.
Those stupid prizes book? Yeah.
No, I never. You're talking about the bikes and stuff? No, I don't think anybody ever won that shit.
What a way to wreck a K dress.
I know, right?
But this is where I think she officially turns into.
Yep.
That's a nice
Harold's
like
Galactus, and how can you not like that one either?
Big
Look at Cap over there trying. I'm gonna put a dick in that bastard.
Pinky toe. Smash the pinky toe.
Yeah. So I loved all of these. Terrax, he didn't get no respect, but he was still a decent Harold.
He had a good name. He had a good name.
One cover, because I got a couple of it. The one where Sue Storm goes bad. She has a dominatrix outfit on.
Oh, I don't think I have that one. So yeah, that was the other team that I like. Now, that I can't not show the book that I mean, Steve, I don't know if you guys know it, but I'm a negative space variant junkie.
Some of those are great.
Oh, you better be pulling out that OG Spider-Woman.
Nah, the San Diego Comic-Con, that Wolverine one.
You got to give me a second. So this is what happened. Gary and I are in a chat together. It was the first chat that I was ever at. I bought a mystery box from Jimmy Jam's Garage sale on Instagram back couple years back, and he said, "Hey, do you want to be in this chat?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be in the chat." And that's how I ended up meeting Gary. And but long story short, we did Christmas boxes, and you drew a name, or you got given a name. I can't remember how we did it, but I got Ben Parker. Santa. Yeah, it was like a Secret Santa, and so I ended up getting Ben Parker, and he sent me this one in the box with all this other stuff. And that I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I need more of this. So I was talking to my wife and showing her the book. And I said, I'm really digging this. I think this is something I'm going to start really collecting. So for Christmas, she was like, well, then let me get you this one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And that was
such a good book.
She ended up buying that for me, and I didn't even see it coming because I was thinking,
Yeah, that book was hot for quite a while too. And it wasn't cheap either.
No, and that's the other thing.
Didn't I draw you, Jim? I'm trying to remember in that. Yeah, I think I drew your name.
That was the second one,
Yeah, okay.
I think. Oh, no. That was the first one. That was the first one. You're right. Yeah, you drew my name. And the second one, Jib drew my name because I sent stuff to Jib. And then this is one I just picked up. Some
cool.
of these aren't as great, but, I got to show some.
You got to get the first Spider-Woman one, though, from the original run. You got to get that graded. That first negative space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is the way I want to remember the Scarlet Witch. Extra gypsy, extra belly button.
I love the one you sent me.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cover.
I got this one from Eddie because he needed cash for Vegas. It's not my favorite, but it's part of the collection. You got to, as a collector.
Got to get them all, just like Pokemon, right? Got to collect them all.
You're just trying to collect them all. This one's for my Iron Man brothers.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And somebody was selling one of those on IG, so I was like, yeah, that's really cheap. This is one that recently came out that I couldn't pass up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and a cover price one too.
Werewolf.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it off
where's Jean Grey? Come on, bring on Jean Grey.
Got it off the comic.
There we go.
Now I do not have the red and white.
Yeah, because there's that one
came
too.
out. When these came out, at that time he was doing this thing where you had to be there right then and there. And I tried so hard to get a red and white one, and they just snatched them up. I don't know how they did it, but the robots or whatever. But since then, he's gotten a lot better with how he does those. So all I could get in my cart, by the time it was over with, this is all I could get.
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah,
refresh.
I was over there just, trust me. This is a new one that just came out. It's the Boo Brown Mandalorian.
Yep.
But, and then this is another new one that came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And the funny thing, and
the Thanos just came out too.
Thanos?
Yeah, I had that one. I'm not going to show them all. I mean, come on, this is crazy. We'll be here for days.
96,
I do want to say, I do want to give a shout out to John Tyler Christopher's website, because what happened was I ordered this, and then it just never came. And I kept waiting, and finally I sent an email to him saying, look, I think this is lost in the mail. So the lady was like, okay, because I told her I never even saw an email come, and I went back and started looking through my spam and everything, and she said, you know what, we're just going to send you a whole new set. So
nice.
They sent me a whole new set, so I was able to, and it was not like they charged me anything else. It was just that's just the way they did it. So their customer service is excellent.
And I was so excited for Psylocke in the X-Men movie, and they really underused her, and they didn't write I thought Olivia Munn was a great choice.
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn's perfect for Psylocke, and then they didn't give her hardly any dialogue, or they didn't do anything with the character except have her fight a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
wow, missed opportunity. You could have really spun her off into something, especially with her history.
Correct. So that was number 8. So it's number 8, and this is the number 9th one. This is the number 9th one. 9th, whatever. This is the one that Gary there. Gary got his through the chat. He sold a bunch of I don't even remember what was it, TMNT? What did you sell to get it?
I sold TMNT2. The first April O'Neil.
Yeah, and I put in money for it, even though I could care less about winning it, and thank God somebody else won it. But when he started showing his, I was like, you know what? I got to get one of those. That damn Gary's giving me the FOMO, and I got this off of
that's
Yahweh.
What it's like knowing Mark.
Yeah, I got this off of Yahweh on Instagram for a killer deal. He really hooked me up, and
you and I had the same grade too. Mine's an 8.0.
Yeah, I couldn't pass it up. I mean, and then you got to have I got that for almost nothing as well.
Yeah, that's got to go with it.
You got to have that one too.
I think I got 5 of those. Like Ben Parker sent me one too, and him and I, because Ben Parker and I have done a few trades.
Yeah, there's the negative
space one I was talking about.
Cool. Yeah.
That's which issue was that one?
That was like it was like 31?
39.
Okay, yeah.
Issue 39. And then this is the first when I think the first time she meets up with Spidey.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the combo.
And then this is the last issue, which you know who gave me this? Send it to me as an AOK. Slot.
Oh, nice.
Slot it up. Sent that. He showed it off in one of his videos, and I said, Slot, I got to get me that book. He's like, what's your address?
Yeah, he doesn't care about Spider-Woman at all.
He was like, and I said, well, you know, he's like, you know,
and that cover is actually hard to get in good condition. For whatever reason, every time you find that cover, it's trashed.
The first appearance of Locksmith, first appearance of TikTok, final issue of the Spider-Woman series. This isn't too bad. You know, a nice little press or something.
Right, and you had the issue before that, which had her and Tigra, which was a great cover.
Yeah.
But that series, it was so up and down because they kept switching talents. But I loved it because it was, and I'm hoping that's what they're going to do with this new Spider-Woman series. Because the great thing about Spider-Woman, there was always a touch of horror in her title.
Yeah,
you know, like that, like especially like that villain, the Needle. And what about those great Frank Miller covers with the
werewolf.
Yeah,
Werewolf by Night. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you had the movie posters in the backdrop, which was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's one of our favorite series that we share. All right, what number is that?
Underrated. Big
that
time
was
underrated.
9. It's criminally underrated.
All right,
Morgan Le Fay in that one. It was her first Bronze Age appearance, or so.
Okay, so what are we on? One with the story?
No, number 10.
Number 10. All right, so number 10 is going to be a little bit of a newer series, but man, I went all in on it, and I think it was after I read the first issue.
It started with John.
Yeah, you missed the DC love. Are you kidding me?
There was all kinds of it at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, where were you?
Was at
Lots
the beginning.
of DC love.
Lots of DC.
When this came out, oddly enough, I didn't know anything about it, but we went into the comic shop that night. We'd gone out to dinner, my wife and I said, hey, I want to run by and just see what's out there. And I picked it up.
That's a good series. That's a good series.
And so when I went,
I really enjoyed it.
And I got it signed at Heroes Con, you know.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I love
the
relationships in it are done so well.
Yeah, Scotty Young wrote a good story there.
Yeah.
Right. And I got him to sign a couple issues.
He's got a hell of a scribble for his signature there.
Yeah.
Yeah. His signature is.
And they came up with a really cool new bad guy with that series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I went finally a new bad guy that actually is a mysterious and is a good bad guy.
Yeah, diabolical.
Yeah.
Dormammu's kid. I think he's my favorite. Doyle's
good.
Doyle Dormammu. I got that from Big Head Gary.
Oh, nice.
He's in our chat. He's another guy that's in our chat. He gave me a good price on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, what I wanted to show and what I like about this story more than anything is the covers, not just the covers, but the fact that they do school stuff. So remember when this came out, COVID was also going to town. So what did you have when you were in school? You had to have the video chats. So it's all the kids video chatting.
Yeah.
Like they all got covers like that, like all the comics.
Yeah, I just thought that was neat. I said, you know what? I'm picking up 2 of those.
How worried were you when Doyle almost died?
Yeah.
I was a little worried there. Yeah. And like you were talking about villains, this is an interesting villain that they came up with.
Yeah, that's
Gaslight.
Gaslamp.
Gaslamp.
Yeah, Gaslamp was such a cool new villain. I really was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love this cover. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Yep.
Humberto Ramos just crushes it. So yeah, that's one of the newer books that's not a freaking old Bronze Age book, but I had to show some of them because they're just the art's phenomenal, the story's phenomenal.
Well, the thing with that series, it felt like old Marvel. It had that old Marvel magic to it. When you were reading it, it was it felt like 70s, 80s Marvel. It was great.
And those books are still holding their value too.
Yeah,
are they?
Oh yeah.
It's just I just went all in. I was like, you know what, this storyline's great, the art's great. Finally, something I can jump into. But what surprised me is Scotty Young is predominantly an artist, but he writes a hell of a story.
He does.
And there was
was
another one that
I like his writing better.
Yeah, than some of his crazy art.
There's another book that he did that somebody was telling me, and I'm trying to remember what it was that I should pick up.
Twig.
No, I got Twigs, but no, hold on.
The Me You Love in the Dark?
Me You Love in the Dark? Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Good, really good series.
That's a really good limited series, and it is dark and it is bizarre. I really enjoyed that series because I like horror, and that was a really good series.
Well, and I'm not a huge horror guy, but his writing is so compelling that I'm willing to go and see if I could get a trade of it or something. I think that would be cool. All right, number
11, the one with the story.
11. This okay. So this
He's rethinking the story.
John, is John still in here? There's just certain. I mean, come on. We're all collectors, but we're also cover buyers, and sometimes covers just speak to you. You know, they just talk to you. So there's a cover that I had seen, and I said it really spoke to me because I was not having a good day, and when I saw it, it really just hit me. And so we were at Heroes Con, not this past year, but the first year we went, and I told John, I said, I got to find this book. I got to find this book. And we went all through the place, and nobody had this freaking book. And I think I finally was like, well, this is amazing. How can this book not be here? It's not a key, but at the same time, it's just still a cool cover. So I went on about my way, and then I get a package in the mail from one Remy Q. And this is what he sent me. This is the book.
Holy crap.
It's Captain America 230. And when I saw it online or wherever I saw it, I was not having a good day.
Is that how you felt that day?
Behind the shield was having a worse day than me. So Remy had realized that I hadn't gotten it. I mean, I hadn't found it, and he sent this to me. He bought it and sent it to me and said, "Hey, I think this was the book you were looking for. I thought you should have it." And I was like so freaking touched. I'd never, it made me laugh because it's just like him to do that. But it's just. To me, it's just hilarious because when you're having a bad day, think about Cap right here. He's going, God darn, man, this man won't quit. I mean, look at him. Hulk is just pounding away. And of course, it's right. It's one of my other favorite artists in Marvel is Bob Layton, and this is a Wilson Layton cover. Nice. Nobody drew Iron Man better than Bob Layton. 100%.
Right. And I don't think anyone did the thing better than Ron Wilson.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just, it really kind of choked me up because this is what the community does out of the blue. You just, they just hear things and they say, oh, you know what? This doesn't bother me at all to give this to you. And it gives you more joy than I'm getting from it. Why not? So, I'll never part with this book. This is so special to me, and like I said, it's not like it's a major key or anything. It's just it was just a moment type thing where it's like, man, I'm not having a good day, but Cap really is having a really, really bad day. So that was my story.
That's a great one.
It's not much, but it's the story it's a
good story.
To me, talks about the community. So
the best community ever.
Yeah,
the best community. Now, okay. I'm not a big specker, but because it's not my thing. But I was going to spec, I know there's a lot of talk about Spider Boy, but I don't think that he will ever top Miles.
Oh,
and here's why.
no. Yeah.
Here's why. Because our generation is Spider-Man, Peter Parker. But there's a whole next level set of people coming behind us that this is the only Spider-Man they know. And this will become way more valuable than Spider-Boy. I just believe it. Because I think at the end of the day, if Marvel ever decides we're done with Spider-Man, Miles is going to be next. He's going to take he will be the one that'll take the reins and say, I got you. So if they ever decide to say, you know what, we're done with Peter Parker, which is very possible. I mean, don't think that it's not. They will just say
he would get brought back in a year.
He could be, but let's be clear. They would just turn the heat up on Miles, and Miles would be
Miles should always be part of it. But part of what's special about Miles too is that relationship shared between him and Peter.
Correct.
Like that mentee, like that relationship that those two have make both those characters even better.
Agreed. Anyway, Ben Parker Comics. That he gave me that. I didn't have this in my collection. That was another book that was sent. But yeah, that's my spec. If I'm specking on anything, I would tell people definitely find this book. And
now's the time to be buying it too. Now's the time.
Yeah.
No, great books, Jim. Especially number 9 with the Spider Woman.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like that one. Yeah.
That was just you were just sucking up to Gary.
No, the George Perez the DC books, man, those were the hot ones.
I got my copy of that one graded, Jim.
This one? Do you have it? Do you have this one graded? Yeah. I thought about sending it to I don't know how you press these things. I would be scared to get it pressed. I might just send it in raw.
It's not embossed, is it? Is that embossed?
No, it's not embossed.
Well, you should be able to press it. It's just a little thicker stock, right? If it's embossed, you can't press those ones.
Right. So I might send it to
he's going to grab his slab.
Yeah,
now.
He's going to slab his slab so he can
the 9.8.
Then so he's just poking you. That's all he's doing, Jim.
That's it.
Yeah. He can
hold my beer.
Look at this.
Oh,
see?
Yeah? There you go.
That's all he's doing.
It's a 9.6.
It's only a 9.6.
It's only a 9.6.
That's fine.
So
it's a beautiful. It's Strike Force number 1, and there's not. I didn't. That's about. I think that was the only negative space one I went after through all of those. I didn't care about the other ones, but I had to have the Spider Woman.
Had the Spider Woman.
Thankfully, he hasn't done Captain Marvel because that would drive me nuts too. I'd have to have Captain Marvel.
You know what? If you go online, I think there's like if you just type in like John Tyler Christopher negative space, I think there's like he's kicking it around. Like he's putting like he has little drawings out there online of thoughts of what I might do next type thing.
See,
and I think
Jim costing you money, not me.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's hard
he hasn't
do,
done it yet. He hasn't
with
done
her costume. Like if it was the old Miss Marvel one with the black, that would be an easy one to do. A negative space for new costume. I don't think you can really do it.
No, you can't. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's the black. I think it is the black costume. But
that's my favorite costume of hers.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, that and the very original one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like the black one the best.
Oh,
the black one cosplay better. The black one is cosplayed better, at least I think. Opinion, so.
And such great covers too by Greg Land on that one run, and then you had the issue number 1 that Michael Turner did, which was a fantastic cover.
Yeah,
that one. So that book I bought near mint, the Michael Turner one. So happy, like this is definitely going to get like a 9.6, 9.8. It went out. No, I didn't even touch it. I bought it. Had the comic shop. I just looked at it. Had the comic shop send it from the moment I bought it. I didn't even touch the book. I just bought it.
Right.
And came back. a 9-0. Someone there, they said, someone at the grading place dropped it though. The top corner and it was bent. I'm like, that did not have any bends on it when I bought it because I paid good money for it and I looked at it. There was not a bend. And this is like a drop from your shoulders bend, where it's like
wow.
Yeah, it happens. I've heard the horror story.
So you just want to get rid of it? So you can send it to me if you want.
Yeah.
I'm still keeping it. Even though it makes me mad every time I see that corner bend, the cover's still beautiful.
I don't want it to give you bad feelings or anything. Bad story, bad feelings. So
bad story. That could be another segment of the show, Gary.
Right?
The bad story book.
Good story book, bad story book, spec book.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yep.
This
spec that got away.
Currently this is currently one of my indie books that's one of my favorites.
Jane America.
Are you liking it?
You say it, Gary?
Yeah, I just read it.
Are you kidding?
I didn't just read it. I read it when he sent it to me.
When he sent it to me, yeah. You're used to seeing this one. I like the variant cover just as much as I do.
No, see, that's my favorite cover because I've always liked that the woman
the Riveter.
Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter.
I not remember it for the life of me.
From World War
Rosie the Riveter homage. Yeah.
To me, it's just always been such a classic image burned into my mind.
Yeah, Grimm just did that cover. I showed that cover on Trev's
cover.
The channel.
Oh yeah, it was on this week's new release.
Yeah, it was on this week's pull with
and
Grimm.
It's a good cover too.
It is. As soon as I saw it, and then Trev he sparked the memory. He goes, that's an homage to something, and I went,
and Captain Marvel had one of those too.
Yeah, a lot of it's been homaged a lot. Yeah, it's been homaged a lot. So. But that's
cool
great books, Jim. That was a great show.
Yeah, that was killer, man.
Thank you.
Perez for the win, DC.
Yeah, I mean, those two, just their artistic talent, the way they drew. You just can't not love George Perez and John Byrne. I didn't really care for John Byrne as much on Wonder Woman. I think he made her look a little too butchy, but I still collected them because it's John Byrne.
Exactly.
So
his first books, Jim, are E-Man from Charlton. Chris Byrne.
Why are you telling me these things?
Because he hasn't cost anybody money yet tonight. He's
trying to suck me in, is what he's trying to do. Why are you telling me?
They're not expensive books.
No.
But they're good. I loved E-Man as a kid. Reading them, oh my gosh, that's such a fun title.
And George Perez's first Marvel book is Marvel. What is it? Marvel Spotlight with Manwolf.
Spotlight,
I think.
Nice.
Yeah, Manwolf cover. He's falling towards you. It's a great cover too.
Nice.
If you like
I love
George
this
Perez.
Marvel Spotlight.
I mean, if you really like George Perez, you probably should get his first Marvel book. Just saying. Because.
Well, I do.
When Mark puts his head down tonight, he's gonna sleep so well. He's gonna like, I did my job. I got
another one. I cost some more money. Let me write that down. Marvel Spotlight. Yeah, I have some Marvel Spotlights.
Since he retired, that was his new thing: how to make other people spend money.
Well, it's part of the economy. I'm just keeping the community going.
The first published artwork for Marvel by George Perez on the interior was Astonishing Tales number 25.
That's the interior work? And his first cover is what?
Let's see here. First cover is Creature on the Loose number 34.
Which is Manwolf.
Creatures on the Loose number 34.
Creatures
1975, Manwolf.
Manwolf. Creatures
That's
on the
a cool
Loose.
cover.
I apologize, Tim.
Yeah.
It's in one of these boxes somewhere.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
That's the cover.
Nice.
Well, hold on, we'll make your bag there.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, he's coming off off a train, off a trestle.
Yeah, the train's coming off the. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's cool. Now I have to hunt that down.
Yeah, it's a great book. Good story, and it's great art, and that's his first cover.
Nice. I'm gonna have to.
And that's
Key collector app to the rescue.
Key collector app. Gotta love them.
Yeah, you just type stuff in, and boom, there you go.
Well, you gotta get the call issue because that's a good one.
The call issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a $50 book now. It's a
Okay,
good.
so Jim, the ones I talked about are not $50 books.
Oh, see, there you
There
go.
you go.
He's not.
They are not.
He's trying. Not maybe.
Well, not by themselves.
Do you want to see the one that I almost picked tonight, but
Sure, go ahead.
It didn't make the cut.
An honorable mention.
Oh yeah.
The honorable
there
mention.
you go.
I gotta
Nice.
send
didn't make
another
the
one
cut.
in. I am trying so hard to get a 9.8 in that sucker.
Oh, that's hard, Gary.
Of Shogun Warriors?
The dark
Yeah,
cover
I
like
love
that.
Shogun Warriors.
That's black
I don't
along
know
the
if you-
spine,
Series
right?
is one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
I don't know.
Like
if,
this one wouldn't get it because it looks like I don't know, when they were
It's
running the
tough,
cover,
like,
it has like a
Almost
little,
everyone you get
thing
has
in
like
the-
stuff on the corners.
yeah,
I don't know. That was a pretty limited run too. Like there's not
20 issues.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them.
And then they ended in the Fantastic Four. They were in one issue, not in their robots, just as themselves.
yeah. I have to get that
doesn't
one.
sound very
That's
exciting. Yeah.
I have to get that issue, but I got the whole set for like $70, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's what $70 the whole set at Baltimore Comic-Con not too long ago. So I love it. I was like,
And that's
if
what
I'm gonna get
I
it,
love
let me get
that
the whole
cover
set.
too. Like that series. Like I have some favorites. Obviously, Spider-Woman from back then, Conan, but Shogun
Yeah.
Warriors is a favorite. Plus, Rom. If you've
Rom.
never read that whole Rom series, the whole thing's written by Bill Mantlo. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yep, that one
Now,
didn't make
if you
the
can
cut.
find if you can find the ROM toy,
Oh, that's
is
expensive.
big coin.
Yeah,
Huge
that's
coin.
borderline crazy.
But it's good because
I
the
don't know,
comic
a lot
is so
of-
much better than the toy.
Oh, it was.
I don't do a lot of toys. This is one of my ones that I spent money on.
Oh, Robbie
Just
the
'cause
Robot.
This was Lost in Space, baby. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Lost in
that
Space.
was the other
Space.
show. John and I at
The
4:00, all the soap operas were over with. Mom would let us watch TV, and this was usually the first show.
You have a little
up.
button you can push and make it
So-
say danger, danger.
Danger,
Yeah,
danger.
I do.
I used to
Danger,
pick-
Robinson.
There you go.
Perfect. I remember taking my Legos and I'd build the ship.
Yeah,
I'd build their ship out of Legos.
Nice.
yeah, and his little arms pop out.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that thing does it all, huh?
Danger, Robinson.
Yeah, little blinky, little turns. It moves
Yeah.
along.
That robot was
You can't see it,
that
but-
robot design was used in a lot of sci-fi movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Danger, Robinson.
and that won't shut up.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a loud one too.
Yeah. Well, I had it pretty close to the mic, but yeah, that's the only that I spent money. Let me be clear that I spent what I thought was money on it. The wife always does it big, and she bought me a Voltron that I did a review on my channel. If you guys want to see it, that I don't even want to know how much she spent on that. It took me a minute to put it together, and it's phenomenal. It's like, die cast metal and everything. And it comes
Wow.
with all the swords.
So heavy
and
little
whatnot.
sucker too when you're done, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. So I said,
Now
I
that's
don't want to know
somebody
how
who
much you
loves you,
spent.
Jim.
But that was another Christmas. Yeah. So,
Nice.
Right.
at least I know she has good taste.
Right?
Now, with the
Wolverine.
Are
Lost
you
in
just saying that because
things.
she married you?
I got pregnant when I was young. What do you want?
So Jim, did you collect the Lost in Space comic books too, the gold key ones?
I didn't. I was out with Namen about a couple of months ago, and I saw in the dollar bin this something was like a Lost in Space. It wasn't the gold key, but it was Lost in Space, and it was like issue number 2. And I was like, damn, I may have to go collect these. I may have to find these because these might be fun reads. So I didn't know they even had gold key books, but I may have to.
Well, yeah, there was in a big run of gold key Lost in Space.
Yep.
Was
I
it?
got like issue 54 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a big run.
Yeah.
The first
It might be
issues are
fun to read.
really, really good, and then they kind of get. It was kind of like, which I'm dating myself, but when Lost in Space became color and no longer black and white, the monsters weren't as scary.
Oh,
Yes. Exactly right.
Super cheesy then.
It was
Technicolor ruined it, huh?
It kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
That black and white, they were pretty scary, but then suddenly when you went, wait, that's a guy wrapped in tinfoil. It just kind of lost.
Yeah. It didn't have the same effect.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough making these choices, Gary. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even, like I said, Leighton is my other
right, and you didn't even show an Iron Man cover.
I didn't show an Iron Man, and I
all right. You can save it for another episode.
Save it for another episode. So,
and another episode is going to be even harder to find books.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's coming up for you this week, Jim?
This week, I don't have anything going on. I'm not even going to be digging. Do you know why? Even though it's going to be decent.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to be spotlighting on any C3 shows this weekend.
I am not going to be spotlighting. I am going to be watching and waiting with my phone going, bid.
Yeah.
Bid. Because there's some things that they showed last night. That I might be interested in buying. I've been trying to, I don't know if you guys saw my IG post. I know, right? That's one of them I was looking at. My IG post that I took all the coins and took it to the Coinstar. I mean, it wasn't my money; it was $50, but that gets me on the wheel if I spend it. So, all that came out of the ground and didn't cost me a thing. Gave me exercise, didn't cost me a thing. It's just doing what I do, picking it up. I don't really have anything coming up. I have a few packages coming in, so I will do a video for that. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to do another digging video, at least not this weekend. I'm not going to shoot anything because I'm probably going to be busy watching everybody's show. Mark's first thing in the morning. I definitely am going to come and watch yours, Gary.
We got me, Dan, and Zoe tomorrow night. Same guest I had last. We got a ton of prizes. So, and you just have to donate in any denomination to get on my wheel.
Right.
Because all donations matter, and I wanted that to be the theme of my show. Whatever you can afford to donate will qualify you for something.
Well, and that's fine. That's what I'm gonna. That's why I was thinking I wanted to make sure I watch yours, and I can't find it. I had it back here, I thought, but no.
But also next week I have Paul from Sector Sector 2813 on
nice.
On the 1011 on Tuesday, and then we have Evil Mike on the 1011 next Thursday. But tomorrow night's our big C3 show with me, Dan, and Zoe, and so that'll be a lot of fun. And I'll probably take Saturday and Sunday off, not really do anything but a couple shorts, and just let it be. Let it be a C3 weekend. I may still shoot a Savage Saturday. We'll see. But
I'm going to try to start doing more of the short games. I like posting my books. So, I got to stay up and watch some of the Insomniac Nation and see what's going on over there. So, it's a busy weekend.
He's up so late that I get up at 3 in the morning to go to work. And then I'll get to work, and then I'll just put CJ and the crew on in my background while I'm doing payroll and stuff.
The weird thing. So, no, go ahead.
Steve and Mark, do you guys have anything coming up? You guys any appearances anywhere?
Has Gary asked you to do anything? He hasn't asked me lately.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, you guys are on Joe's channel sometimes.
Oh yeah. Like there's an espresso mail call being scheduled later on in November. That going to be on just to show. I picked up a couple more things here and there.
There you go.
I've been recording some unboxing videos, and I think I'm going to start up a channel this weekend, get it rolling.
Nice.
And I'll have a bunch of videos, and I think I'm gonna finally just do it and get on there.
I can't wait to rage unsub you.
Yeah, like
right.
Unsub.
Right.
All kind of fun commentary in the chat.
Yeah.
You're gonna do live too. Steve?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll do live. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. See, Mark, you're going to get busier because a lot of people do YouTube now, so you'll be busy.
See, and you pester me, so I don't need to do anything if I can still just get invited on, and and
right.
Just try to be a good guest.
You can be my permanent co-host.
No, we got to
be
get
the
you on
crazy
for a second
knuckleheads.
one of these, Mark.
What's that?
I said we got to get you on for a second 10-1-1.
Yeah, I haven't done a second one. I was starting to feel a little left out because like Milt's done 4.
Well, I was gonna, but
I can't.
Milt sent me like a weekly message. If you need a fill-in, I'm ready to go.
Okay, I can't top what Milt has. Like, oh yeah, I got this. Like
he's so humble about it too. It's so funny.
That's just, wow.
It's kind of neat.
It is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I want to get a T-shirt made and send it to him. It's kind of neat.
You got to get him, Gary. You got to do him on the hot seat. He's got to get on the hot seat.
Yep. I had Milt on the hot seat.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
He needs to go on it again.
Yeah.
No,
it was pretty entertaining.
You got to admit though, that value stamp thing he did. Oof.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So cool.
Oof, man, that was amazing.
I've never seen one completely filled out ever. That was insane.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, like Milt just lives in a comic museum at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could go there, you would just spend all day looking and barely hearing a word he said. You'd just be like,
yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that's neat. I got it. I thought it was neat.
Yeah. Oh, did you want? Yeah, here, take a look. And you'd be holding a book that you never thought you'd be able to touch ever.
Right.
Yeah. And he's got 4 copies of it.
Yeah.
It'll be like 200 years old and like a 7.0.
Yeah.
It's an okay grade.
Yeah,
it's an okay grade.
It's an okay grade. It's like. Anyway, Jim, your books were awesome. Thank you. That was cool.
Yes. And Milt, we're having fun with you. We're not picking on you. We love you, Milt. Your books are great and you're fantastic.
Absolutely.
So don't take it the wrong way, Milt. It's with
He's not
affection.
that far away. He might come and get me. He's right up there in Pittsburgh. I'm right down here in Maryland. He's like, I got you, Digger Jim.
Well, Jim, I want to make it down there. So when I'm going to go down there, I want to go down there when I can hook up with him and Matt together, and hopefully you as well. I'll let you know when I'm planning when I can get down.
Let me know when you're doing that. I don't mind traveling.
Man, if we could all just meet up and have fun,
Nauman lives like an hour away, and he literally lives around the corner. He lives around the corner from where I used to work when I worked in Northern Virginia, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Damn, he lives right around the corner from where I used to work." But
and then
so it's fun meeting community members
around the corner.
Right?
No.
Around the corner, down the street, and then keep going.
And keep going.
And I'm contractually obligated to go to Retro Rocket Comics and Krista Kromik Vet first because he's the first Canadian that I officially met. So
there you go.
Then I'll come and see you guys.
Yeah, not too far.
It took you that long to meet a Canadian? Jeez.
Well, that I interacted with. Yeah, I don't get out often, so stay away from the worm. He's contagious.
I spent half my childhood going to Canada, my teen years.
Yeah, Gary still wanted in Montreal. I looked.
Right. What happened at the old forum stays at the old forum.
There you
go. Good. All right, guys. Jim, thank you so much for being the guest tonight. And
thank you.
Mark and Steve, of course, thank you guys. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on here. Your knowledge and your professionalism and just your friendship. Thank you guys so much. And the audience, you guys were fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And as always, guys, I just lost my brain because I got clicky with it. As always, guys, keep it casual.